Hi everyone, and welcome to Creative Chelsea. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my Stampin' Fancy Friday January 2022 challenge project. So recently I was asked to join the Stampin' Fancy Friday challenge group, and each month they come out with a fun challenge. Sometimes it's a theme, sometimes it's a color combination, and they also do layout challenges as well. So I'm really excited to be able to share these projects with you throughout the year as I create them. So this month's challenge is a birthday challenge. If you are new to my channel and want to see more of my videos, please click on the subscribe button and then the bell for notifications. I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and help you with any of your paper crafting needs. To purchase any of the products that you see today, please visit my online store and the link is in the description below. So let's go ahead and get started making this card. So to begin, let's start with our stamping, and I am using the Friendly Hello stamp set. This is an item you can get for free during Sale-a-bration. So this is the Sale-a-bration brochure. It goes from January 4th to February 28th. And the fun thing about this stamp set is that it does bundle with some coordinating paper. So you get both the stamp set and the paper for free when you purchase $100 of Stampin' Up! Product. And you can get that through my online store, or you can contact me directly and I can help you place that order. So this is the paper that I'm also using on my card today, and it is called the Friendly Hello Designer Series paper. It does come in a pack of 12 by 12. You do get 12 sheets, 2 of 6 different double-sided designs. So here are the 6 double-sided designs, and then you would get 2 sheets of each. So I love all the fun patterns. There's some really beautiful patterns in here. And I'm using just this really simple fresh freesia pattern paper for my card today. So what I've done is a little prepping. I've stamped the image in Memento black ink. I've added some solid leaves in Granny Apple green, and then some splattering in Sahara sand. And I stamped that on a piece of shimmery white cardstock. I'm not sure if you can see that shine on camera. It just adds a really special little touch to my card. So the size here is 2 3/4 inches by 3 7/8 inches. And then just on some scrap shimmery white cardstock, I stamped the bird and flower image in Memento black ink. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to color these with my sponge daubers. And I wanted to use the coordinating colors that are part of that designer series paper. So to finish off my large flowers, I'm going to use Petal Pink and just give it a nice soft flower color. And the thing I love about sponge daubers is that it doesn't need to be perfect. It has a nice painterly feeling, and it can go outside the edge. You can also work up the color to get some areas that are a little darker, and then you can keep other areas light. So I just like to apply these by bouncing it up and down on my cardstock. I know some people like to swirl it, but I like to keep the color really nice and soft. So you're going to get something that looks like this. Then for my bird, we're going to do the exact same techniques, just with some different colors. So for the flowers, I wanted fresh freesia, and this just gives me that nice soft purple color that coordinates with my card. Just add a little bit of that on the flowers. I'm not going to add any green to the leaves because purple and green, when they're together, they don't look great. So we're going to go ahead and skip the Granny Apple green for the leaves on this one. But again, we did add the leaves in the background. And then I've got Pool Party for my bird. So I am going to add a little bit of Pool Party. I'm starting just at the top and make sure to come down the tail and then make it really light around the tummy of the bird. And then I actually am going to pull in a little Granny Apple green for the belly. just to kind of give this bird some fun colors. And make sure to get some down in the tail as well. And just kind of blend all that together. I'm going to pull back a little bit more of that pool party just to kind of darken up the top. There we go. So just a really beautiful combination of colors for our card today. And again, just quick and simple ways of coloring this image. You could also use many other coloring tools like watercolor pencils, Stampin' blend markers. Those would all be beautiful as well. But I wanted, again, that soft painterly feeling that sponge daubers can give. So the next thing we need to do is fussy cut out our bird. All right, so it's going to look something like this. So for my card, I decided to fill in the branches here with my Stampin' Write black marker. I just felt like I didn't really want to see any of that purple in the branch, and so I'm just using the fine tip here and just filling it in a little bit. We don't see a lot of this branch because of the greeting. We're going to put it over this space, but just the beginning parts right there where it connects to the leaves and the flowers. So next we're going to add a little bit of detail here in the bird. We've got some really beautiful wing detail, and I wanted to kind of accentuate that with my Stampin' chalk marker by adding a little bit of white back into the wing. And so I'm just using a fine tip here and just not on all of them, but just adding a little bit of white highlights. You can come back over. Sometimes you may need to just do another coat with that Stampin' chalk marker. So you'll get something like this. And so this is now ready for our card. So we can start putting this card together. So I've got a card base of fresh freesia cardstock, and it's just your typical size, which is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches and scored at 4.25 inches. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some designer series paper to the back of my flowers. And this paper is 3 inches by 4 inches. And I'm just going to go ahead and add it at an angle. So I'm going to do that before I put it on my card. So maybe something like that. I like it when the corners are off of each other and you can see just a little bit of that pattern peeking out on the sides. And then I'm going to add these two things together to the center of my card. And I want my flowers to be straight on my card, which is why I put the designer series paper on the back first. So I'm kind of eyeballing the straight edges of my shimmery white cardstock. And just place that right in the center. Then I'm going to take my bird and I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back and add that over the flowers so that we can create some fun layering. I love to add layers to my cards. I think this just really gives your cards that wow factor. So this is going to go right between those flowers. The purple flowers are going up to the edge, and we can see kind of the center of that flower behind the bird. So we'll get something like that. Then we're going to take a piece of black cardstock and we're going to stamp our greeting in Versamark, and then you can add your white embossing powder and heat it up and you get this really beautiful greeting that's just going to pop from this card. So because we already have so many images that are popped up, I'm just going to add dimensionals right to the edges so that it can be supported, and then maybe a little adhesive in the center where it's going to attach to the bird and a small flower image. And then this is going to go straight on our card, right in the center of the bird. Now, this bird's little tail is going to get hidden, but I want to see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop off the tail and then cover that up. Make sure that's nice and straight on my card. It's hard when you have pieces that are all different angles. So something like that. And then I'm going to take a little dimensional here and pop up my tail. And then you're just going to place this. Now it's really important that you place it so that the, here I'm going to cut off this there. So we just have the tail. But it's important that the body of the bird is going the same direction as the tail. So make sure, I'm going to use the tip of my scissors to hold everything in place so that I can get an idea. So just make sure that you want the wings to follow that same shape. And then just sitting right there so that you can see more of that tail, because we don't want to lose the body of the bird behind the greeting. So the last thing I'm going to add are some of these new iridescent rhinestones. I am in love with these. I love the way they shine. I love the colors that you get with the iridescent look to them, all the different, like kind of like a rainbow color. They just are so pretty, and I want to add them to every project that I work on. They're kind of subtle, but still they add that perfect amount of shine to them. So, and these are a new product that are also in the new mini catalog. So they'll be available between January and June of 2022. So before I go, I want to share just a couple other cards that I made using the Friendly Hello bundle. So this includes the stamp set and the paper. So I love the paper, and I really wanted to make some cards to kind of showcase the other patterns. And so I wanted to keep them nice and simple. I love this rainbow striped pattern. And so I decided to cut that into 4 triangles and attach it to the bottom corner of these 4 cards using the other patterns. I think this one might be my favorite because I love all the colors of the different images in that pattern. And then I decided to also add the greeting, Hello Friend, which is part of the stamp set that is bundled with the paper. I did it in all different colors and then just fussy cut them out and added them to the center of the card with a little bit of silver trim. So super simple cards there. Those were really fun to make. And then I love the color. I was on a purple kick, as you probably can tell. And I love that shimmery vellum that comes in those new in colors. And so I wanted to play along. So I wanted to use the Fresh Freesia color. And one of the things about vellum is that you can see the images behind it. And so I stamped there's some other floral images in the stamp set. So I stamped this kind of a branch and leaf, and then I did the small flower there. Those are the 2 different layers. So the first layer is on white cardstock, and it's just the branch and leaf. And then I stamped the second one on the vellum. And when you stamp on vellum, you do need to use StazOn ink so that it can stay on and not smear, because that vellum doesn't absorb the ink. And then I stamped the greeting and just added that. So it's really fun to see those layers popping through the vellum. So that one was a really fun one to play around with too. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me create this beautiful card today. If you're interested in getting written instructions or seeing close-up images of how I created this card, you can visit my blog, creativechelsea.com. If you'd like to purchase any of the Stampin' Up! Products that you saw me use today, please do so using my online store link, and you can find that in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. Have a creative day. Bye.